21st Century Entrepreneurship with Martin Piskarik.
We will look at org charts as an ancient artifact of companies from the past and the reason why so many businesses in our time have failed. We don't automate work because we dislike people. We automate work because we hate wasting their time. Hi, my name is Luke Girgis. I'm a founder and operator and author of Death of the Org Chart. After I sold my business, I took an interim CEO role at Providor, which was a e-commerce food business. I had never worked in e-commerce before. I had never worked in food before. And this business was losing $400,000 a month. And I basically had to turn that business around or it was going to go bankrupt and everyone was going to lose their jobs. And I guess I was in a fortunate position because if I stuffed it all up, the business was going to go bankrupt anyway, whether I stuffed it up or I did nothing. So the cost of doing nothing was the same as the cost of failing. So I could go in and take really big risks. And what I realized with some zero-based thinking and not knowing about hospitality, not knowing about e-commerce, was that I should just break down every single job within the business. What were the tasks where people were taking a long time to do something that should be quick? What were the tasks where 3 people were doing the job of one person was doing the job of 3 person, and I would break down every little subtask within every role and really build out the workflow. What did it actually take for a customer to get on the website and check out? What did it actually take for a customer to get their food made and it be delivered on their doorstep? And I broke down every single task into microtasks and microtasks and microtasks. And then I was able to reorganize the org chart. It did mean I let go of 70% of the staff, but it also meant that the business survived. The food got better. The business turned around and became break even. And this all happened coincidentally at the invention of OpenClaw and a lot of these other AI technologies, which allowed me to automate a lot of the business and save a lot of the money. I don't know that the business would be break even today without that technology, and who knows if it would still be around. We were running Rolling Stone and Variety Australia. We had really impressive growth, both on the audience side and the revenue side, but our margin never got better than 4%. Every large contract we secured with, big dollars looked like growth and was very exciting, and it certainly felt that way at the time. But looking back now, we always had to hire more people for every dollar that came in. So we weren't actually scaling, we were just buying revenue with labor. And that was cheating, that was fake, that was not a real sustainable growth business. And what I took out of leaving that company is that I would never start a company again that required me to grow my org chart in lockstep with revenue, because that wasn't a business that could survive long term. We run an artist management firm which looks after creators all over the world. And our artist managers typically have their job split as half their time is working with the artists and half the time is bogged down in administration tasks. And it kills the momentum of the artist's career because our artists are spending, and it kills the momentum of the artist's career because our managers are just spending so many time chasing contracts, looking at project management tools, moving things from one spreadsheet to another, looking at every little bit of detail in every little project and following up assets and iterating on every little project management tool subtask that exists. And it absolutely sucks the life out of every bit of proactive work that a manager can be doing for an artist. And so we completely automated that whole system. 90% of the administrative tasks our managers were doing are now completely completely automated, and they can now do 100% of their work building the artist's career, growing their revenue, and growing their careers. And like I actually saw that every hour an artist manager spent copying data between systems or updating spreadsheets as an hour stolen from an artist's career. And also an hour stolen from the manager's career. They're not really growing professionally while they're doing that stuff. So the biggest unlock for us was really freeing up our artist managers' time from the administrative tasks that they didn't want to do anyway. And the result of that has been every artist on our roster, bar no exception, is now making more money than they've ever made in their careers this year alone. A lot of mistakes founders and executives make is that they kind of bolt AI into their business as is. And that is like driving a Ferrari in traffic. Yes, you've got a very impressive car, but you're not going anywhere and you're the same as everyone else. And so it looks cool, but it does nothing. What you really need to do is completely reimagine the workflow of your business. Literally look over the shoulder of as many employees as you can and write down every task they're doing. Where are they copying things between systems? Where are they doing 10 clicks when it should just be one? Why are they doing the same thing over and over again every hour or every day or every week? Write down all those tasks and then completely change the workflows of the business, map it all out, and then build systems that automate a lot of those things, and then you can move the staff around those workflows rather than have the workflows come from the staff. And that is the difference between building a business around an org chart and building a business around a workflow. I've been lucky enough to see companies turn around from millions of dollars of losses to making millions of dollars within 12 months, just purely focusing on their workflows, freeing up their staff, and implementing this new organization workflow structure rather than growing with an org chart. And it's pretty simple. I've put down all of this homework and all these notes in my book, Death of the Org Chart. You can see these 4 steps and do them straight in your own business. It's audit, find where the business is bleeding, architect, redesign the highest value workflow before choosing what technology or what you're going to build. Activate, you launch that technology and that production within the workflows that you identify as the biggest bleed. And then you accelerate, you double down on what's working, and you continue to roll out more and more automations within the business. It sounds complicated. You do not need to be technical. It sounds expensive. It's actually very cheap. The key is you just need to know your business really well. You don't need to be technical. It's not very hard. And the book that I've written can be read in 90 minutes, and it really just gives you the breakdown on exactly how to do it. It's not a difficult process. It's a time-consuming process. So you need to really commit to it and fully understand every little bit of workflow within your company if you're serious about this. If you rush it, there's no point. Don't even start. It's not expensive. It's not difficult. It's time consuming, and it will absolutely transform your business when you do it. Look, with this new technology, I do worry about job losses, particularly for the junior and low skilled employees. But you know what guarantees job loss? When a company goes bankrupt. In 2023, 2.7 million people in the US lost their jobs because 500,000 companies went bankrupt. The surest way to destroy every job is when a company dies. So if AI and these workflows can really help fragile businesses stay solvent and grow, it will be a job preservation technology and philosophy. It won't be a job destruction technology. And this is why I think building companies around org charts will be an artifact of the past. Moving forward, the only surviving, thriving companies will be building their businesses around workflows and then putting people around those workflows. For executives that have read the book and inspired and need help with it, we've got operationalize.ai that we can come in and help you with this whole process. But I will stress, if you haven't read the book, then it's not worth giving us a call yet, because you just need to have the starting place, and it's a 90-minute read. And if you really read it and believe it, that's the time to give us a call if you need our help, because the buy-in is the most important thing. And I would say that every executive in the business should read this book, because it's going to be real change within the organization, and everyone needs to be bought in. Whether it's the organization or the team, it works with small siloed teams within bigger organizations too, but there needs to be buy-in. Otherwise, it's not going to be successful. If you want to read all of the cheat codes and the homework and everything that I learned, go to lukegirgis.com, LUKEGIRGIS.com, and listen to or read Death of the Org Chart. It's available in all formats.
21st Century Entrepreneurship with Martin Piskarik.